Welcome to the Success Partner Podcast. I'm Daya Naef, your host and founder of The Success Partner. On this show, we dive into the stories of attorneys, business professionals, and entrepreneurs who have navigated the ups and downs of building successful careers and businesses. From the strategies they've implemented to the challenges they've overcome, we're here to uncover the insights that can help you on your own journey to success. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. So welcome back, everybody, to the Success Partner Podcast. I'm your host, Daya Naef, and I have with me today Ray Godleski of Southeast Wealth Partners. I'm very happy to have you here today, Ray.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
So Ray and I met through Provisors, which is a great organization of professionals, and he's in one of the Atlanta chapters. And I was born in Atlanta. Can't say I'm actually from there, but I was born there. And have a lot of connections in Atlanta as well. So just wanted to find out more about Ray, about what he does, how he serves his clients, and just get to know him. Ray, welcome, and just go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and your practice.
Thanks. Yeah. So I was born in Atlanta in Northside Hospital, a long time before they had a women's center. And I used to joke with people that I go to the Native Atlanta's meetings. I don't think there is one, but then I found out I think there is one actually. Joke's on me. I haven't been going. So over the years, I definitely did a lot of travel through like corporate world when I was working, but for the most part, been planning here in Atlanta. And as far as, my practice goes, I have main office here in the suburbs, but I have access to other offices around Atlanta, and I have clients kind of far west, north, south, kind of where they go. I usually go by referrals, and some people, even that live in Atlanta, want to meet via Zoom, and then some people prefer to meet in person. And it's been good. I'm pretty.
Yeah, having experienced the infamous Atlanta traffic, I can see why they would want to meet by Zoom.
Yeah, traffic here is no joke. It's funny. I was driving to 285 daily early, go working out when I was in an office down there. This is like 2020, like January, and all of a sudden, COVID happened, and then I was like, wait, am I essential? I don't know. Can I drive down here? Or do I need to stay home? And so, anyway, it's weird. Like then I just kind of got out of the routine. And I'm less patient now with traffic because we had like a year or so where traffic wasn't that bad. And then now I have almost no patience for traffic. It's like, yeah, this sucks. Yeah, Atlanta's got a lot of traffic, and you just got to understand it and try your best to hopefully find job or whatever you're doing to plan accordingly. Rush hour isn't, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. It just depends. Friday, it's not rush hour from about 10:30 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. is not rush hour. Anything before that or after that, you're in rush hours. You just have to know that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So how did you get into doing what you're doing?
Yeah. So it's really because of a not so great experience that I had personally.
Okay.
It's just the corporate world, and I had a 401k rollover, and that part went fine. And, it's like a year later, and I get a call, not even from the advisor. It was like somebody on the team. I think they were kind of checking a box with risk profile. And I'm like, okay. I was like, 07. So then 08 happened, and I was like, whoa, why'd my 401k turn into a 201k? This is not cool. And the explanation was, it's just the market. True, maybe, but, probably a little more conversation around that would have been helpful. And also, I just wanted a lot more from an advisor around, whether it's tax planning, estate planning, somebody, just kind of a go-to. And so that was the seed that was planted. I was able to take the relationship pieces that I like with planning, the number pieces I like, that, you're able to be creative at the same time. You got to back it up with, real numbers. And so this became the career that the light bulb moment, right? And I was like, I'm going to do this. I just went kind of right into it. And so for me and my clients, I want them to they already know, like, if there's something coming up, you just call me. And there's also a lot of proactivity as well. So when it comes to whether it's tax planning or estate planning, I don't take this wrong. I'm not the CPA. I'm not saying that, but there are, obviously when somebody does a retirement account, they're doing it for a tax reason. So there's a lot of forecasting that we're doing, a lot of proactive moves that can be made, do a lot of exploring. We make assumptions and then kind of measure those and see, is it going like we thought? Does something change out there in the external environment? Does something change with you, in your own personal world? So, yeah, that's more or less why I'm in it.
I love it. And so there is definitely a lot of strategy that goes into that, about planning for the future and using your knowledge along with other professionals who advise people. Do you work more with like families and individuals, businesses? What's your usual client?
Right. So what we do is kind of have processes in place. So it's really 4 categories. You got the already retired, you got the pre-retirees or like almost retired. And yeah, those are the 2 areas. I have a lot of the new accounts seem to be in that area, but there's also the working families. That's a hard one, right? You got to get kids in the house. There's just a lot going on, but it's very different strategies than somebody that's about to retire. And then we have the young professionals that may be single, that may not have children. So kind of have processes in place for those 4 within any of those spaces. The business owners that I work with are solopreneurs. A lot of those are like that. That's how I started. Some of those were realtors, but any kind of solopreneurs. And then, on the business owner side, just a small in size, right? Maybe not revenue, but they got 15 people, they may have 30 people. And in those cases, we may just be doing something that's insurance related, or we may be just doing something like, hey, I heard I could save $350,000 off my tax bill by doing this and this. And so we can do that. And oftentimes I'll partner up with somebody, kind of internally to help just make sure that's a nice process for folks.
Yeah, great. So like what am I listening for? How would I know I need to call you?
Right. I mean, anytime there's a life-changing event, that's a real good opportunity for somebody to assess, where am I? Did the family size increase or decrease? Did the job situation, did it change jobs? Does your money go up, money go down? Those life events are always good times. Funny you should ask though, because I have a coach and I was kind of getting into that, and they're like, one of the favorite term in provisors is, what's your niche? Like that's like the common go-to phrase. And it took a minute because it was like it had to do some psychographic kind of digging. And what we found was most people's starting point was they started to have, more money than they were kind of used to. And it got to a point where they started to feel a little uncomfortable for them to either continue to do it on their own, or maybe they had an advisor, but they felt like they were kind of just in one box, or limited. And they knew that there's more strategy needed. And so that, believe it or not, that's the most common thread that I've seen as far as a starting point for people.
Okay. So some transitions, some life changes, definitely. Yeah. And I know you're a big family man. I don't know if these are your kids here in the picture behind you, or just a happy some
Yeah.
people.
The wife and I's up there, and behind me is a football team. So our youngest, is a sponsor for the varsity team there. He's the only boy of the group. We are a blended family, and we have 3 girls in college, and people start to go, whoa. And, but we had some good conversations around that. So I could talk, firsthand about college planning, but, 2 of them are at state schools that are a Hope Scholarship. Another one's a swimmer out of state. So it hasn't been too rough, but, it's so that's kind of the family, which now is like kind of exciting because it's almost Christmas, and kids are going to be on break and we're going to see everybody. Certainly excited about that. But at the same time, like it's like, whoa, 3.5 years and empty nesters, here we come. So starts to make you think a little bit, what's that phase look like?
Yeah, talk about a life transition. Yeah. So besides, I know you're a sports fan, but you play some sports too. So tell us about that.
Yeah, growing up, Did like 3 years of football, a lot of baseball, but basketball is my passion. And just loved it. Absolutely played all the time, shot baskets, drove up and down the street, watched Pistol Pete Maravich videotapes. And, I just really wanted to play in college. That was more important than going to the bigger schools that I was accepted to, was to play in college. So I did that, and had to go to a place that wasn't that many offers you know, uh, for me, but there was a few. And so I went to a small school called LaGrange College. And yeah, after a couple of years, I was like, oh yeah, the NBA is not my future. So let's go transfer to a school that has a real good actuary program. That's when I transferred to Georgia State and went to downtown Atlanta. But I love sports. I watch football. I love football, college and pro. I can't get enough. And of course, Friday night lights, watching the kids play high school as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's like I know anybody I interview from the South is going to have some sports opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, most parts of the country, usually they have some sports opinions. But yeah. So what was living in Atlanta during the Olympics like?
Yeah, that was something else. I happened to be 21 at the time, so that was good
Wow.
timing.
Wow.
So thank
Yeah.
you for that. And I was downtown going to Georgia State, and they had to shut the campus down. I don't remember how long, like 3-4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously it was 96, and parents had a decent amount of tickets, so I got to go. I was actually downtown when the bomb went off the night
So wondering.
before,
Okay.
thankfully.
Yeah.
So I just remember how good the vibe was, how much fun it was the night before. It was sad to see that bomb happen. And then, I got to see the gold game in basketball, and went to Athens to see soccer. And at that time, I really didn't think much of soccer at all. And now, like, I know a lot, not a lot, but I'm watching two kids play in high school and one in college. And so it was cool to see a gold game and see Brazil come back, or Nigeria come back and beat Brazil. So yeah, Olympics was pretty cool. Yeah, it seemed like a long time ago, because I think it was.
I know
Yeah.
it's a long time ago. I was like thinking, it's like I think I was in law schools. Yeah, my second part of law.
We didn't
Law
age
school.
ourselves, so the
I was
secret
like,
is that.
I don't want to talk about that. But it's funny
Yeah.
that soccer. I went to like a small private school, and we had a soccer team, and that was kind of like unheard of way back in the day. But now soccer
Mhm.
is like very popular.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta learn stuff and be open minded, and you find out you like lots of different things. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Also know a lot of people play lacrosse now, and that was like always like a North Midwestern sport, but now it's everywhere as well.
No, you're so right. I thought about it'd probably be a good topic for a podcast by maybe a financial advisor or someone. The club sports, that's a whole thing. It's very time consuming, very expensive, and it does seem like a lot of kids these days are doing baseball year round, or lacrosse year round, or soccer year round. They don't. When I grew up, being in two sports or even three sports was pretty
Yeah.
common, and seemed less common today. So yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
not necessarily a good thing.
I think it's gotten just from listening to my clients. I don't have kids myself, but listening to my clients, it's a lot of it's financial and time. If you have more than one
Yeah,
kid and one wants to be on a travel team, and there's only two of
yeah,
you. If you're lucky that there's two
right.
of you.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
definitely stuff to consider, and talk to your financial advisor. What sport
yeah,
should my
yeah.
kids be playing? It's like, no, you got to go with the local. You don't have the budget for the travel.
Right. Or if
Yeah.
you're a business owner, try to work it in. Yeah. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good. Well, how do people find you when they're looking for you?
yeah, you can just go to the website, yournextstepfinancial.com.
Okay.
Of course, there's another website. It goes to the same spot, which is southeastwealthpartners.com. Those will get you there.
Those will get you there.
Those
All
are the best
right.
of ways. Otherwise, you can always drop an email. That's ray@sewealthpartners.com.
Wonderful. I'll put that in the show notes, also with your Facebook and your LinkedIn links as well.
All
So
right. Sounds good.
thank you, Ray, for being here today. And thank you, everybody who's listening to the Success Partner podcast. Stay tuned. There's more to come.
Really being here. Thanks.
Thank you for joining us on the Success Partner Podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation and found some valuable takeaways to apply to your own business journey. Remember, this show is brought to you by The Success Partner, where we help small law firms and business owners achieve unparalleled success through strategic guidance, operational excellence, and effective marketing. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, visit thesuccesspartner.net to learn more. Until next time, keep striving for success, and I will see you in the next episode.